The English women's national team are back-to-back freaking Euro champions. Welcome to You'll Never Talk Alone. Caroline here, sitting with my dad, the one and only Mr. Marcuccio, Mr. Liverpool. What's up, Dad?
Not much. I made it.
Yeah, of course you did.
Here. So that's the most important thing.
Well, there's no show without you.
No, yeah, but you know,
You're the
life
star.
Is a lot of surprises.
God forbid any surprises that you're not
exactly.
here.
So I'm here. I'm happy. You should be happy.
I'm the happiest.
Yes. Okay,
You're the star of the show. If we just talk about the final, Dad, like we can even just start with the final. The majority of, like, I would say up until kind of England equalized, Spain was so good. Like, they were playing really beautiful football. You know, quick 1-2 touches, quick passes. They played as a team, and not only were they good in the attack, but defensively they're so freaking solid. And the way they play out of the back was so beautiful. So when they scored that early goal, I'm like, oh no, like England might be in trouble. But I was telling my dad this the entire game. I said, wait till Chloe Kelly comes on, because against Sweden, when she came onto the pitch, she assisted both goals. Against Italy, she scored the game-winning goal. And now when she was going to come onto the field in the final, I knew she was going to bring it. So what were your thoughts?
Okay. I was impressed from both teams.
Yeah,
from
of course.
England and Spain.
Of course.
Yes, Spain, I never see in a woman game, any football game, 3, 4, 5 passes.
I agree.
In small area, and Spain did that. England tried and did that too, but Spain was not maybe better, but
I think better. I would agree.
I guess this is, we talk TikTok.
Yeah, tiki-taka pass.
Yeah, so they are very good.
And I think I agree with you, Dad. Just quickly, because I want to say England tried. I don't disagree with you, but they played a little more direct.
But that's English.
I agree. I completely agree.
But you know, direct proper
with intention.
pass.
Yes, with intention. With intention to get to the player's feet.
It nothing like giveaway.
Yes, I completely agree.
That's what I like about England. You know,
Different style.
Was kind of looking clean.
Yes.
Football.
Yes.
You know, and from both teams. Last passes finish.
Yep.
Great finish, not give away, no fool around here, there. They play with good speed.
I agree.
I never saw any final in women football just like we did this last Sunday.
And I have to agree, because the way I felt watching Spain was a little bit more finesse, you know, light on the feet, kind of like when you used to watch Xavi and Iniesta, like that kind of like beautiful passes.
No, I agree.
Like, yeah, it was just finesse, where England was more athletic and aggressive, and their passes were a little bit more direct at times, but like you said, with intention. It was with the intention to get to the ball, to the striker's foot. It wasn't just like sometimes back in the day when I was growing up, sometimes you'd see the Canadian women's national team just play a ball way over the top, hoping that Cara Lang or Christine Sinclair would run onto it. It wasn't like that. So I agree with you. Both teams impressed me. I think Spain had more momentum until England equalized. And then when England equalized,
they take over basically.
When Chloe Kelly came on for Lauren, what's her face? James. Because that girl went down with an injury, you remember?
Yes.
When Chloe Kelly came on, the entire game changed for England. She came on hungry. She came on aggressive. She came on. You could see her.
Me saying
yes,
that.
I said.
Watch that.
I have shivers. I have chills right now talking about it. Like I said, Dad, now watch the game change, because she came on. You could even see her like, let's go, let's go, and that's what she brought. Halftime, second half started. That ball she played into Alessia Russo, where that English forward, the striker, headed in. Beautiful, beautiful connection. That's not the first time Chloe Kelly has played a pass like that in the tournament. And in that moment, England deserved every single positive thing that came their way, because the best way I could put this, Dad, is Spain were so good. For England to get back into that match and become better than Spain is unbelievable. Mentally, physically, emotionally, they took Spain out.
Yes.
I'm not saying Spain didn't have chances, but England then became the more dominant side.
Yeah, and again, I think in the end, England was very good in defense.
Yes, 100%.
They very good. They they find the way to stop those finesse
Yes.
Spanish forwards,
Yep.
midfielders, to do making any chances, and that was really good from England,
Oh.
and they are very tough, they strong, with speed, and no, but both teams, I was kind impressed.
I
very
completely agree
impressed.
with you. I completely agree with you. And then there's two center backs on England, Williamson and Carter. I thought they were incredible because, like you said, like you think about Spain, even they have Bonmati, which you would
Yes.
say is the best player in the world. That little Pina
Yeah.
who came on for
Yes.
Putellas, like they're good players and they're nifty, they're crafty. These little
Yes.
these little short passes on top
Yeah.
of the 18-yard box are so freaking scary. And the way that England sniffed it out.
Exactly.
Oh, I was just so impressed with them. I was so
I
happy
think
for them.
England was a little bit more athletic.
Yep, yeah, I agree.
But that doesn't mean Spain was less.
Yo, just two different styles.
Exactly.
It's two,
Completely, yeah.
and you could even say the same thing about the men's team. Like
Yes.
England's men's team plays like that too, a little bit more athletic, a little bit more direct with intention. And the Spanish men's team it's just that classic Spanish style of football.
I think somewhere someone says the most crosses from any European team in that tournament. England did the most
Yeah.
crosses,
And-
so that shows you
yeah.
they love to do that.
And look how they scored.
Yes.
Off of a ball
Yeah,
in from
yeah.
Chloe Kelly.
Yeah.
Another thing I want to say quickly. The Spanish women's coach, she took off a player, Alexia Putellas. Putellas' dad won the Ballon d'Or years ago, and then she had a really bad injury. I believe she tore her ACL. She came back, still, I think, trying to get back to the level she was. But that's the player who came off, and that Pina player came on.
Yeah,
and I'm not
number
saying
20.
anything bad about Pina. I think she was great. I think
Yes.
she worked hard.
Yes.
I think she caused trouble. But Alexia Putellas' dad, she's a player that, in my opinion, you don't take off because she can make something happen at any freaking time. She is so smart. She is such a dangerous player that I think that when that coach took her out, it was such a disservice to Spain. I actually would go on to say that if Alexia Putellas stayed in, Spain could have done something before that final whistle. So I think it was a mix of Chloe Kelly coming on, unbelievable performance, and then Alexia Putellas coming off. It changes everything. Like, substitutions matter. The way the managers play the game, especially in a final, matters. So hats off to what England did. Sabrina Wiegman now has never lost in a final. England's manager. She's an incredible
She's
manager.
incredible. Yes, yes.
Like what she's done with the team, the substitutions, everything.
And she's good looking, coach.
I think I think so too. Like her makeup's nice and her hair is
Yeah.
nice and she dresses nicely.
Yes,
So
no.
I don't know. I was just so happy for
Thanks,
England.
Mom is not watching this.
Did you hear about that girl, Lucy Bronze? She played the entire tournament, an English defender with a broken tibia.
Wow. Yeah, no, you tell me that.
So for everyone watching who doesn't know, a tibia is basically your shin bone, and she fractured it, which essentially is a break when you talk about it in terms of it being a bone. And she played the whole freaking tournament with a broken shin bone. Like, think about how badly you need that bone just to walk, let alone play football, let alone win a Euro, let alone go back-to-back because she was a part of the last women's Euro team, let alone play against Spain. Like, we talk about how good England's defense was, like a broken bone.
I think in entire time I watch women football, women very tough
I agree.
players. When I watch you playing in West Virginia,
Thanks.
I couldn't believe how tough you guys and from any teams,
We are
and,
tough.
and that shows you too that any game you watch,
Yeah.
they go down, they get up, and they go again and again and again.
Well, you know what? And a lot of people, because I posted a video like this on TikTok, and a lot of people were saying, oh, but Jude Bellingham played with a torn shoulder all season. I'm not taking anything away from that. For Jude Bellingham to play with a torn shoulder all season is not an easy thing to do. And I have a lot of respect for Bellingham because the amount he runs, and you need your arms more than you think in football. 100%. But to play with a broken bone in your leg, like, can we just understand that 99% of the population wouldn't be able to walk on that leg? And this girl ran 90 plus minutes every single game in the Euro and freaking stood on business against Spain. I don't know. The respect I have for women's football, and then the English national team to go back to back to take down, because Spain won the last World Cup, to take down the reigning World Cup champions. I'm so happy for England. They deserve this.
Yeah, in women football, you don't see that. Let's say defender or any player get hit.
Yeah.
They get up.
Yeah.
They go. In men football, you is a tough guy, hit everyone, but you touch him.
Yeah.
He rolled 10 times and almost crying and asking referee to give a yellow card to the player who touched him.
I know.
And we know a lot of players like that.
Yeah.
So, no, I was impressed. And what I realized, teams from North America, like U.S., Canada, Mexico, they all have to watch.
Oh, they have to step up.
European football just changed completely in women. Like, I didn't see that in U.S. and Canada. And they have friendly, like month ago.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything what I see that European tournament.
I could not agree more, Dad. And also, like, I realized that at the last Women's World Cup, right? Like, even Australia, New Zealand, Colombia impressed the hell out of me. Some of these South American teams. Italy, this Women's Euro, who would have thought?
I enjoy watch Italy, and I was basically 100% sure England's going to lose that game.
I mean, they got through on a penalty, right?
Yeah,
so, like, it could have been Italy, right?
And look how hard that tournament was.
I agree.
How many overtimes?
How many penalties?
Shootouts? That was very tiring.
I agree. I agree with you.
People says, Lara miss in penalties in that tournament. And I was kind of thinking about that too. But look how many hours basically they have to fight for.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. You're tired.
It's tournament.
You're tired. And then you realize that one of the girls is playing with a broken leg, right?
Yeah.
Like, people don't realize, and let's be honest, we've also seen shitty penalty kicks in the men's side. Like,
100%,
come on.
yeah.
But people, for some reason, will always find something to say about the women's game, which is so frustrating to me. But on that note, Chloe Kelly, the girl who scored that last penalty, can you believe that last penalty that she scored to win England the Euros was so strong, so fast? She hit it at 110 kilometers per hour, faster than any Premier League goal last season. Isak scored last Premier League 109 kilometers per hour. She beat that.
See?
She scored a penalty faster than any goal last year in the Premier League. Like, let it be known that women aren't these, like, soft little, like, we're playing football because it's cute, because it's fun. No, like, Chloe Kelly did that. Lucy Bronze played with a broken leg. England, this entire team. What I loved about that final from England was they played as a team. Every single player in defense, in midfield, in the attack, the goalkeeper, Hampton. Like, it was an entire team performance, and they were unbelievable to come back against Spain.
And also the way that Kelly did that penalty shot.
Unbelievable.
It's like, Lewandowski find his way to shoot and score penalties.
Yeah.
Same she did.
Yeah.
I watched third or second penalty she did with lifting her knee, whole leg. That was fantastic.
And confident.
You know what? Confident. And that's what's coming now.
Yeah.
Because young player gonna say, I want to do it the same way she does.
Yes, and it's inspiring.
That's why goalie was confused. That's why she did whatever she wants. Beautiful.
And I love how she went to the goalie after.
Yes.
People got mad because she kind of ran by the goalie a little and was like kind of not celebrated, but ran a little. And people were like, "Oh, it was so disrespectful." Come on, this is at the end of the day, it's sports, it's competition.
Yes.
She just won. I don't know if you know this. Last Euro in 2022, she scored the game-winning goal for England.
You told me that. Yeah.
So now in this situation, she sealed the deal for England in penalties. Like, she's a big moment player.
She is.
She needs to harness that and celebrate. And I don't know. I just think the way England came back, the way they played, I think their midfield, as a midfielder, played so hard. And I never want to not acknowledge the midfield because the majority of the game is won in the midfield. And the amount of work that these girls do in the midfield and how much they run and how many jobs they do that don't go acknowledged because, it may not be an assist, it may not be a goal, it may not be a game-winning save, but they're freaking going balls to the wall. They're challenging. They're covering space when they don't have a ball. The work they do defensively off the ball, so good.
Each team I watch, when they win the game,
yes,
no question about it. Was everything done.
Yeah.
Everything. Look, I watch really Germany, France.
Yeah.
And Germany was down one player.
Early.
Early, 13 or 14 minutes of the game. And look, they take that to the end, Germans. And France play very good football, very good start, but they couldn't create chance.
Yeah.
And that's it. That was the problem. That was the problem for France. And one more thing I have to say is basically every game was full house.
Oh yeah. And the final was a record.
Yes, that was great tournament for women football.
Yeah, I
very
agree.
Nice.
I
Very
agree.
nice.
I'm so happy for England. If you're English and you're watching this, I'm so happy that your country won back to back.
That's why we get jersey.
This is why we have an English jersey up here. We love the men's national team too. I pray that we see a day where
but
the
not
English
anymore because they're not playing like the lady play.
Well, we'll see what they do at the World Cup. We'll see under Tuchel.
We'll see.
We'll see. But I'm just so happy for the women's. And honestly, Spain too. I think Spain is incredible.
Is incredible. Incredible.
I don't have anything bad to say about anyone.
TikTok passes.
Unbelievable.
Wow, never seen that before. Never.
I know.
Yeah.
I have to give a shout out to my dad because this is a man who has seen generations of football, predominantly the men's side of things. And I haven't seen a man appreciate women's football more than my dad. And maybe it's because I played, and maybe it's because he has a daughter who fell in love with a sport that is dominated by males. And now I talk about it, and now I've created a business and a career out of talking about it. But like I said, I couldn't watch most of the Euros. My dad watched that on his own. He carved out time out of his own day to watch countries play, and he'd call me and he'd give me scoops and he'd let me know what's going on. And I got to give you a lot of respect, Dad, because not a lot of men do that. And I think that it's time that we all start tuning into women's football like we would men's.
Listen, you forgot that, but one time when we're visiting you, we coming watch you playing game in the West Virginia. One day we went for dinner and you went to washroom or bathroom, and I'm sitting with the mom and man coach from football West Virginia University come to our table and ask us if we Caroline parents, and we says yes, and he says this is the player really I want to have in my team, like you. He says the way you play, the way
Thanks,
he
Dad.
watched you, he was impressed, and that was a really huge compliment.
Yeah.
And
Thanks.
and that's how you part of that. Your generation is part of that changing for women game.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Dad.
Yeah.
I always tried to make you proud.
Yeah, no, I am proud.
Yeah,
I am proud.
Honestly, I
am proud.
My dad's my football guy, and I remember after every game, it doesn't matter how old I was, I'd say, Dad, what did you think? How do you think I played? Always, because I just wanted to make sure he was happy. So now after every episode, I have to ask you, how do you think our show went? Well, good news only. Okay, thanks guys for watching.
Thank you so much.
Let us know what you thought of the final, about the women's Euro in general, and let us know, kind of what you want us to talk about next week, because it's been a little bit quiet in the football world, but we're ramping up for the seasons to start.
Yes.
So we'll be back, I'm sure, with tons of stuff to talk about.
Couple more weeks, few leagues starting the season.
Yeah, we can tan in the meantime,
yes.
relax, and
And
then back to business.
Yes, exactly.
All right, Dad, love you.
Love you too. Bravo, England.